My dad said it seems like young men don't want to get married anymore, and I wanted to ask the internet why that might be. Like, I definitely have ideas of why it might be, but I'd rather hear from real people. It's also interesting that it coincides with that statistic that's been thrown around a lot lately, which is that 40% of women of marriageable age are going to be single by the year 2030. And what's interesting is it's by choice. Like, we're all choosing not to do this anymore. And I know that for a lot of women, myself included, there's a lot of hesitancy because we've been hurt and we're afraid. So I'm curious, what is it from the male perspective? Or do you think all of this is just like a consequence of the culture we live in now with like hookup culture and the internet? I don't know. Let me know what I should.
Marriage today feels less like a union and more like a gamble rigged against the one who plays fair. Think about it. Marriage is the only deal where one person can quit, break every promise, and still walk away rewarded. Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Now, let's be real. No other agreement in life works this way. If you quit your job, you don't get half the company. If you walk away from a contract, you don't get paid for breaking it. Yet in marriage, the person who leaves, often the one who loses interest, cheats, or feels unhappy, gets rewarded by the very system that was supposed to protect commitment. It's a setup that punishes loyalty and celebrates failure. A man can give years of his life, provide stability, and build a home, and in the end, lose it all because someone fell out of love. No accountability, no fairness, just an incentive structure that treats betrayal like an achievement. And what's worse, society cheers it on. Divorce gets rebranded as self-care. Infidelity becomes finding yourself, and responsibility gets replaced with emotional justification. Meanwhile, the one who stayed loyal becomes the villain in a story they didn't write. It's not bitterness, it's reality. The rules have changed, and men are finally noticing.
It turns out I actually may be the problem. I've been on 3 dates with this guy, and he is perfect. He is a doctor, he is attractive, he is 6'4", and he likes me. And he's from the South, and he has this cute little accent, but he has all the same beliefs as me, and we agree on everything, and I am not into him at all. At all. Not even a little bit. Don't even care. Not even a little bit. 3 dates, and I was like, all right, I gotta cut this man off, because now it's like I can't keep leading him on. And I can't keep going through this. I don't like him. It might be me, because on paper, this man is everything. On paper, this man is perfect. And I am not into it. I'm just not. He's too nice. I don't know. I don't know. It may be me. I may be the problem. I think it's me.
I was totally on your side until the very end. Because you're self-aware, you seem to know what you want. You were not nitpicking some sort of thing that was giving you the ick. You gave it 3 dates. But look, you lost me. You lost me when you said that the man was too nice. Because that is the worst, most frustrating thing that you can say about a man. Especially when it's in a video that you're posting that a lot of men are going to see. Because that means that they can check all the boxes. They can even be super attractive, super tall. They can be successful. But if they're too nice, he's not going to get the girl. I implore women to stop using this phrase and actually label the behaviors that he is doing that is making you less attracted to him. Because nice guy to some people would include saying thank you or opening the door for you. Nice guy syndrome qualities that women have a problem with is where a guy doesn't stand up for himself. He lets everyone walk all over him. There is a difference between those two, and I just want men to hear that from more and more women, please.
You know, the reality is most guys nowadays have kind of given up on the idea of marriage because we realize that it's really just one big trap. There's nothing in it for us. We take all the risk, and all the benefit is on the female side.
I would say, why change something that is good? You're in a relationship. Why are you going to get married? It's going to get worse. There's going to be more financial tension. Weddings are expensive as it is. Divorce rates are alarmingly high, and once you're married, you are at the mercy of that woman's expectations. Forget about that. Hell no.
Yeah, plus it's going to get to a point where you're both going to get bored of each other. She has the freedom to leave, but you don't.
No, I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck and see my future with her and my future personally go down the drain. Pretty much, because she can screw you over at a snap of a finger.
Why bother chasing love when peace has no price tag? These days, being single isn't loneliness, it's liberation. You get to wake up with no arguments, no silent treatments, no emotional tug of war over who texted first or who cares more. You can build, travel, and evolve without begging anyone for loyalty or attention. Think about that. The very things that once made relationships fulfilling have now turned into emotional chores. Constant reassurance, endless validation, performing affection just to keep someone's insecurities calm. Modern dating doesn't feel like partnership anymore. It feels like negotiation. Everyone wants the benefits of commitment without the responsibility that comes with it. It's me first disguised as self-love. And when both people play that game, nobody wins. So maybe the message is simple. Peace is the new luxury. Stay single, stay focused, stay free. Not because you hate love, but because you finally understand what real love should never cost you. Your sanity.
Who will pursue intimacy with you outside of marriage is communicating to you that he doesn't value marriage and that he's willing to go outside the marriage covenant for intimacy. He's telling you that straight up. Same in some ladies, like ladies who are pursuing physical intimacy with you are communicating to you that they do not value the covenant of marriage, that they are willing to go outside of the marriage covenant for physical intimacy. So when they do, you shouldn't be surprised.
Why aren't men getting married anymore? It's not because they hate love or they're against love. It's because the system is actually stacked against them. In 1960, 72% of adults were married, and today it's barely 50%. And among men under 30, it's pretty much nowhere. Here's why. Divorce courts, they'll take all of the man's money, they'll take the kids, they'll take the house. 90% of child custody goes to women, and men pay millions in child support and alimony every year. Then there's the happy wife, happy life culture where men sacrifice everything to keep the peace. Meanwhile, if a man wants traditional rules, it's labeled as toxic. So men naturally ask themselves, what is the upside? And for a lot of guys, there isn't one. It's not that men in general hate commitment. They hate commitment to a system that is designed to punish them for existing. Till marriage becomes a partnership and not a legal liability, men will continue to keep saying, no thanks. Do you think men are right to walk away from the thought of marriage, or do you think that marriage is still worth it? Let me know in the comments.
Marriage today feels like walking into a rigged casino. You know the odds, you know the house always wins. Yet somehow people still step up to the table thinking this time will be different. But the truth, it rarely is. No matter how much love, loyalty, or effort one brings, most walk away drained financially, emotionally, and mentally, and somehow still get blamed for the collapse. It's not romance anymore. It's legalized risk. You invest everything, time, money, energy, even your identity, and in return you get emotional debt and paperwork. What used to be about unity has turned into a transaction filled with loopholes and exit strategies. Once upon a time, marriage was a partnership built on shared purpose. Now, it's more like a contract built on shifting feelings and temporary convenience. The vows say for better or worse, but in reality, it's for as long as it feels good. So, when men start comparing the peace of solitude to the chaos of a deal they're destined to lose, can you really blame them for folding their hand early? In today's game, the smart move might just be not playing at all.
Kids and no marriage plans are the fastest growing demo. Sorry for them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about, because in my mind, I'm just like, if you have no plans.
That was the only thing throwing me off. Like,
if you have no plans, then, I mean, you have other things. Bless you. There's other things you should be worried about. The woman is what is it called? The variable. What's the one that doesn't change? You know how you have like hypotheses, the variables. Like, what is the one?
there's like a recent episode or maybe recent clip where I said that I'm happily single. That I don't know why that had people in an uproar, because how can you be happily single?
Really?
Yeah.
What were they saying?
I don't know. Someone actually DM'd me and said, "Oh, you're 27. You can't possibly be happily single at this age. You should be
Plans? Oh, we've got plenty. Just not the kind that revolve around proving our worth to someone who doesn't value peace. The new plan is simple. Peace of mind, money in the bank, and zero unnecessary drama. That's it. No chasing chaos. No performing love for people who treat consistency like boredom. Men today aren't walking away from women. They're walking away from confusion. The fake love, the mind games, the constant emotional tug-of-war. It's exhausting. For years, men were told they needed to step up, to provide, to protect, to prove. Now they've realized the real upgrade is choosing peace over problems. It's not bitterness, it's clarity, stability, focus, and freedom have become the new definitions of success. Because what's the point of building a future if you're constantly at war in your own home? The truth is, men aren't afraid of commitment, they're just done committing to dysfunction. No more games, no more stress. Just peace, purpose, and progress. And for the first time in a long time, they're good right where they are.
Dudes end up dealing with certain women that they probably only wanted to sleep with but ended up being with. Okay, so I have a theory on that. I'm gonna ask the question one more time just to make sure I got it. All right, so how do men end up dealing with women that they only want to sleep with and then end up being with them? Personally, I think that men that end up with women like that is because those women address the fundamental bottom line needs of what men want. And let's call a spade a spade. Most times that's sex. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I'm speaking from experience myself. I've been in relationships where, sex was held over my head. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't happy there. And situations like that, I tended to leave. That's just what it is. But if there is a woman that now addresses the bottom line of me, it's a lot easier to stick around because I don't have to worry about that. Does that make sense?
Sounds honestly like men only want a woman for sex. I'm really glad that this comment was made because it's something that needs to be addressed. Sometimes when two people are in a relationship and one of the people in the relationship would like to have a sexual relationship and the other partner does not, sometimes it's tempting to say, well, that's the only thing that they want. And that's not true. That's one of the things that they want. But people in relationships generally want 4 things. They want a friend, they want a romantic partner, they want a sexual partner, and they want a family member. Now, if they have a romantic partner and a sexual partner, and they have somebody who's a family member with them, but that's not their friend, then that's not enough for them in the relationship. Most relationships, they want a friend. Or let's say it's all of them but the romantic partner. That's not enough for everyone. A lot of people want a romantic partner. Or if it's all of them but the sexual relationship, that's not enough for them. They want a sexual partner. Or if it's all of them but the family member, that's not enough for them. They want a partner, a family member in the home that they're going to share family obligations with. So if you're in a relationship with someone and let's say you get married and you'd like to have children, and your partner says, nope, I will take no part in raising children with you at all. And if that's really important to one partner, but it's not important to the other partner, is it reasonable to say, you know what, you and I just don't have the same outlook on life, the same values, the same things that are important, and I don't think this marriage is going to work out? Is it reasonable to say, it's time to end this. Let's both get with people that have values that are more aligned with what we want in life? I think that can be a reasonable thing. Or if partners get together and the person's absolutely not interested in being friends with them at all, literally just wants to, sleep with them at night and work, and that's it. No friendship, no romance. And that's not what the other person wants. They want to be with somebody who's going to be their best friend, who's going to be their romantic partner. I think it's okay to want more out of a relationship. And I think that different people want different things, and maybe the two of you are on board. Maybe neither of you want a sexual relationship in your marriage. And if that works out great for both of you, that's fine. But it's okay for that not to work out for someone else. Most people would like to have all 4 of these relationships in their marriage, and are going to feel very unhappy and very unfulfilled if they don't have these relationships, at least in some degree. And if you love your partner, if you care about your partner and you want to be with them, you want to be in a marriage relationship with them, and you don't even care about that, then I don't know if you care to be married to them. Or maybe you don't care about them, at least not enough to maintain a relationship with them. I really recommend not shaming your partner if they want to have a healthy sexual relationship with you. Don't shame your partner if they want to have a healthy romantic relationship or a healthy friendship, or if they want to share the family obligations in a way in which both of you are partners. Don't shame them for that. They want to have that kind of relationship with you. And frankly, if you care about them, then you're going to care about that too. Stereotypically, what happens is a male will want to have the sex relationship and a female will want to have the romantic and the friendship relationships. Stereotypically, when the romantic relationship is not fulfilled, or the friendship is not fulfilled, or the family obligation is not fulfilled, the female becomes uninterested in the sexual relationship because of that. But many times it's the other way around. There are definitely women who divorce men because the man is not maintaining or able to perform in the bedroom relationship. Analyzing marriage in terms of these 4 relationships is critical. I created a marriage assessment that you and your partner can take to look at your marriage and to see which areas of your marriage need work. The friendship, the romance, the bedroom intimacy, or the family obligations. And then I have marriage courses specifically designed to address these 4 aspects of your marriage relationship. So thank you very much for making this comment. It's a very important thing to address, because if someone's saying, I think I want to get divorced, and the reason I want to get divorced is because this part of our relationship doesn't exist, and that's something that's very important for me to have in a relationship, or any other one of those parts of relationship. This needs to be something to be addressed, and it's not something that's sad or that you should shame somebody for. This is just what people want. Would you want something? What's so sad is, imagine going your whole marriage and your partner not caring about the things that are important to you at all in the relationship. That's also really sad. So it's good. It's good to bring this up. It's good to talk about it. And hopefully you and your partner can come to some sort of consensus about what things are important to you, and see if both of you can meet somewhere in the middle on each other and your desires and what you'd like to accomplish in the future. And maybe the reason why it's not working out is because maybe you don't really know how to do some of these things in a way that is enjoyable for both partners. In which case, I recommend getting some education, which is...
Let's be honest, a lot of modern relationships feel less like connections and more like contracts. Most women today don't stay because of love or loyalty. They stay for lifestyle, money, attention, convenience. That's the new checklist. And the second those things run dry, so does their interest. But try saying that out loud, and suddenly you're labeled bitter, insecure, or misogynistic. Funny how truth only sounds offensive when it exposes a double standard. Because if men judged women by what they offer instead of how they make them feel, the outrage would be endless. Yet it's completely normal for women to filter men by income, status, or lifestyle, and somehow that's standards. Let's call it what it is: transactional, not emotional. Love today is less about connection and more about conditions. It's not, I love you for who you are. It's not, I love you for who you are. It's, I love you as long as you provide what I want. And when that exchange stops benefiting one side, they simply move on. No guilt, no shame, just entitlement disguised as empowerment. That's why so many men are opting out. Not because they fear women, but because they see through the illusion. They're done investing in relationships that feel more like business deals than bonds built on trust.
It's very frustrating, isn't it? I can definitely understand the frustration, and I see a lot of clients that I coach go through the same thing. But I teach them a specific set of words to say and to show, basically at the end of the day, what they're showing. What I teach a lot of people how to show is how high value they are. They come across as very high value, so guys want to take them on a date. Yeah. If you appear as low value, then you get treated like garbage, basically. Okay, not wifey material. All right. So I show people how to show themselves in the best light possible, and how to use the right words to set themselves in the best way possible, so they're seen as treasure, not garbage. So guys go, oh, she's such wife material. I definitely got to play this right. I got to take her on a date, do everything right, and not treat her like shit. Okay? Unfortunately, it's just the way the world works, but you can set yourself up so you appear very high value, treat yourself as high value, and other people will treat you.
Men aren't stepping away from marriage because they hate women. They're stepping away because they're tired. Tired of being blamed for everything that goes wrong, used until they're empty, and then discarded like they never mattered. They've watched loyalty fade into convenience, affection turn into obligation, peace replaced by constant conflict. Every risk, financial, emotional, mental, falls on them, while stability becomes a moving target. So now they're doing the one thing that actually makes sense, choosing peace over partnership, solitude over stress. It's not avoidance, it's self-preservation. Men are simply responding to a system that no longer values their effort, their sacrifice, or their loyalty. Protecting your sanity isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Because at the end of the day, a calm life beats a chaotic one every single time. Thanks for watching. If this message hit home, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Drop your stories in the comments. We read every one. And if you want exclusive episodes and behind-the-scenes discussions, hit that join button and support the movement. See you in the next one.